precipitate. Hey, yo, what the fuck is up? Yeah, hey.
Yeah, it's Rapmythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna. Heyoka Empath kicking that brand new flavor in your ear. What's good, y'all? It's been a long time since I left you without a strong rhyme. Yeah, it's been a minute. So I'm going through this heavy transition. I told y'all about the transformation, man, the Scorpio transformation. I'm going through it right now. I think I'm going to put this on my Heyoka Empath Diaries edition on YouTube, talking about the highs and lows of the Heyoka Empath. And I'm kind of experiencing right now all these highs and lows, you know what I mean? Sometimes a couple of days ago I was feeling like I was at the lowest low, you know what I mean? And then like I'll be going right into the, you know what I'm saying? A whole different frame of mind. But, you know, I'm going through a separation, a divorce, and I had to make a power move, you know what I mean? I had to make a power move. I was already separated before COVID, and then when COVID hit, I panicked, you know what I'm saying? Came back with my kids and whatnot. I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent, so I just left the apartment that I was in, took my security, you know what I mean, deposit, and made moves or whatever, and I went kind of back with my ex-girl that I just separated from, you know what I'm saying, out of fear, you know what I mean. But it probably was the best decision, you know what I'm saying, when I think about it all in all at the time. It probably was the best decision. So I'm not going to get all into that, but that's what I wanted to talk about is being homeless in New York, you know, getting money, you know, getting your life together when you don't got no place to stay. Because I'm seeing the guys in there, in this homeless shelter, and I'm like, you know, why isn't anybody really trying hard to get out? And I noticed that some homeless people need inspiration. Some homeless people need inspiration, others really need care, and some are just taking straight advantage of the system or whatever to benefit their lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? But when I first got in there, it was a huge blow to my ego. It was a huge blow to my ego, you know what I'm saying? Being in there, you know what I mean, with bums and whatnot. I don't even like to say bums and whatnot, but you know what I mean, like people that really live on the street. You start feeling like you hit rock bottom. You know what I mean? So it was a real check to my ego. But I'm a fighter, you know what I mean? I got a fighting spirit. So when I first got in there, I absorbed that whole emotion of like deprivation or hopelessness. I absorbed all of that. I got a little beat that I looped, Street Life. I feel like it was all the emotion in there. If I could put it into words and put it on a song, it would be that song, Street Life. I can't remember the artist's name, but it's like a 70s joint. And I slowed it down a little bit, so, because like the guys in there is kind of, most of the guys are elderly, you know what I mean? A lot of guys in there 40, 50, 60 years old. And that's what I don't like to see is the guys in that elderly age that don't really got, you know what I mean, somebody to care for them. There's dudes in there with mental illness, you know what I'm saying? So it made me see a whole nother side of homelessness that I probably wasn't aware of before. It made me have slightly a different perspective on that. And then once I started researching my ancestor's story, Swami Vivekananda's story, it gave me a lot of strength, you know what I mean? It reassured me that he's there with me. Every time I close my eyes, I see Swami's face. So I got no choice but to meditate, and we got a curfew, like we got to be in there by 9. You know what I'm saying? Which is not bad right now because of quarantine, but it's not like there's a curfew because you got to get your bed at a certain time. I'm not trying to move in there. Certain guys, like I almost had a fight the third or fourth night in there because I laid down in the wrong bed. This dude like flipped out. You know what I'm saying? He tried to like thug me while I was laying down asleep in the bed. I guess he didn't see like he didn't really. I don't know. I guess he assumed that I'd be some old man or something like that. You know what I mean? So he like ripped the cover off me, like screaming at me, get out of my bed. And when I stood up, he was kind of surprised and shit. You know what I'm saying? But he was still trying to thug. He was like screaming, get out my bed, get out my bed. I tried to reason with him for a second, but after a second, I stopped trying to talk to him, and I seen that he was ignorant. So then I was ready. Then my whole mind switched, and I was on some war shit. You know what I'm saying? I went and laid in the other bed, laced up my sneakers and whatnot, and I'm laying down in the other bed and whatnot, just staring at him, thinking of all types of revenge. So I didn't like thinking of that. I didn't like thinking that way or whatever, so I just asked them to move me to another room because we was going to fight. But then after that, I wound up getting kind of close to one of the dudes in there that I kind of know from the street or whatever. And we've been inspiring each other, like we just been tipping each other up on information that we find throughout the day, you know what I'm saying? He would he'll find, if he finds some Section 8 application or something that they gave out there, he gave it to me, and I'm giving him the links from the loans and the grants, and you know what I mean? He's giving me the email address to hit this person, so we just bouncing back information off of each other about, you know, how to get money, how to come up, how to get our own apartment, our own room. Right now, I think it was the best time I could have even did something like this. I'm like, yo, why didn't I do this before? But I think everything it's all divine timing. But right now, the government is giving out money like turkeys on Thanksgiving, man. The government is giving out a lot, so I couldn't be like. And once you stay in a homeless shelter, you get prioritized for like Section 8 housing, low income housing. You know what I mean? There's all types of like programs that help you get an apartment. But it's funny though that it's not in the town where the shelter is at. Like I gotta call these programs in other towns to get more help than the help that I'm getting here. Like what I would put they need to put, being that the library is closed too right now. I don't know if the libraries are closed everywhere, but the library is closed, so it's hard for you if you don't have a computer to even research information, look for jobs, look for housing and things like that. And then you can't be on your phone in there. You know what I'm saying? You can't be on your phone in there, so it's like, well, how can I look for a job? How can I research anything if I can't be on my phone in there? So they need to once you get in there, they need to have a kind of develop a formula to help you get out and just make that available to everybody. Especially the ones that's working and able. You know, there's a few elderly guys in there that really need care, and it seems like they don't got nobody. It could be because of karma. You never know what they did in their life. You know what I mean? But I be feeling for some of the older men in there that, you know, could really use some help and look like they might not have family or something like that, or somebody to care for them. And, you know, in that situation. So it just made me more aware of that. The situation for me is temporary. You know, I can feel it, you know what I mean? The situation for me is temporary. And it's like I gotta take the bitter with the sweet. You know what I mean? Like, I got my ex-wife, a fly apartment through my connections with sports and whatnot. I got her the hookup for this fly-ass luxury apartment with Section 8. You know what I mean? Usually these new buildings going up, they put you in the lottery. They put the Section 8 people in the lottery, and you just get kind of hand-picked. Like, I made sure she got picked for this luxury joint, and it's fly. It's super fly. It's super fly. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, island in the kitchen. It's fly. So it's like, you know, I gotta stay in the shelter and, look at my family living luxury. But I'm proud that my sons are living like that and get to experience that in life, though. You know what I mean? And I played a part into providing that for them. So I'm really glad that they're gonna have like a comfortable home and go through high school, like, you know what I mean, in a really nice place. You know what I mean? I'm at peace. I'm at peace with that. Like doing everything I could have possibly did in a relationship to save it, and then providing them with a beautiful home. You know what I'm saying? When I leave, like, I'm so at peace with that. Yeah, so she taught me mad lessons, and I appreciate her for the lessons she taught me. I think we both got a certain level of respect for each other. We don't got a bad relationship at all. You know what I mean? And I think it might even turn out to be a happy ending until we really start seeing other people or whatnot. Then things could get funny. But for right now, I'm more focused on my spiritual growth, and just growing financially. I want to just get this clean slate and just start all over again. So I'm doing alright. At first, I was like, a little depressed. I think of the emotions of everybody in there was kind of rubbing off me. But I've been on my spiritual baths. You know what I mean? Realizing that was happening. Becoming aware of that, and then just moving accordingly. So, alright, yeah. So eBay's been clicking for me. eBay is kind of the move right now, and there's a few other apps where you can resell. I think the reselling game is kind of lit right now because there's no thrift stores open all over the country. The Salvation Army in New Rochelle just opened up yesterday. I think the Salvation Army wants to take in donations for the holidays. But there's no thrift stores open. So people are thrifting hard online. You know what I mean? People that usually go out there and thrift hard, they're still thrifting online. Buying, reselling, buying online and selling it again. I've been selling some of the weirdest things, and it's been kind of keeping me afloat when they cut the unemployment and all of that. This eBay hustle's been kind of keeping me afloat. The only thing that sucks about eBay is that you got to pay your fees, like eBay fees. I wish they would take it out of each initial sale. Like when you make a sale, they just take their money from then. But they wait till the end of the month. They tally it up at the end of the month and then charge you at the end of the month after you done already made all your sales. You know what I mean? So it's like you get the money and you spend it, and then at the end of the month they tell you they got these fees. So only thing with eBay, it's like you don't want to take your money till at the end of the month. So they, you know what I'm saying? Once they give you the fees and you got a little lump sum of money that you have for the month, it's better to take your money that way. But I've been selling the weirdest stuff. I've been selling hold on a second. I've been selling sneaker boxes, yeah. Sneaker boxes. Word. Like Eblins be throwing out their sneaker boxes or whatever every other week or something like that. And one day I went by there, they had like 2 bags of empty sneaker boxes, a lot of Vans. So I sold them all on eBay, all in lots, put the same kinds together. I think it was like $20 for like 4 boxes. And if they got the paper inside and all that, it's even worth more. So as long as the boxes look new and it's a good brand, Nike, Vans, pretty much the best ones or whatever. Stuff like that. People want to buy just the box. So on Cardboard Day, like I'm going hard. Cardboard Day, I be on the hunt. Just for empty sneaker boxes. They look clean. And then you got broken electronics. Like people throw out all types of stuff. Laptops. I found laptops, Apple laptops that might be broke or not. You know what I'm saying? Not being used no more from years ago. Um, what else as far as electronics? The laptops, broken phones. I found a Xbox, a Microsoft Xbox, whatever the Xbox 360. But you could sell these things for like 10 or 20 bucks on eBay, even though they're used or damaged. The people use them for parts and repair. They'll take the parts out the damaged one. There's parts inside or whatever. A lot of the times it's from the case too, where the CD goes in and out. They might take the parts out of that and use it to put in another Xbox. There's a lot of techies out here. Cable boxes. People throw their cable boxes outside. You can sell those on eBay. I don't know what people do with the cable box. You just make sure in the description you just say that it's not being used or whatever. It has no service on it. People buy those. Modems. One summer, that's how I know about it, because one summer I was killing it off of modems and cable boxes that people was throwing out in the hood. I was killing it on eBay. It was such a come up to see, especially if somebody got evicted or something like that, and the cable boxes and whatnot was outside. Oh, that was a come up every time. You know what I mean? So, old electronics like laptops, iPads, screen broken, all of that. People still buy those. You know what I'm saying? And then you just get lucky on stuff. I ran across I'll be walking by the Salvation Army like every other day to see what people like give away there. I ran across a box with DVDs and VHS tapes in it or whatever. I took most of the DVDs. I took the whole box. But there was a children's book inside of the box from 1962, and it was like a 4-book set. You know what I mean? And I looked it up. The joint was worth like 125 brand new. It was like kind of like 40, 50 used. And it was looking, the books was in good condition and everything. I wanted the money fast, so I sold it for 25. A person was like so happy. They wrote me a good review and everything. So I probably sold it for too low, but when I find stuff for free, it's like, you know what I mean? Depending on what it is, the value, and I'm trying to get it off fast. It was used. I don't want to overprice them, and then they get it, and then it's like, oh, it's not in good condition or whatever. So I like to go under the value just a little bit, and get that heavenly credit. You get that spiritual credit. Yeah, man. So go to eBay and the apps. You know, there's when it first kicked off, I was on Uber Eats, you know, Grubhub, all those Fleet. I was doing all those joints at first, but I had to slow down. If that wasn't my purpose at the time, I had to realize that. But you still got to keep afloat. You still got to make money out here. So that's what's been working for me. You know what I mean? So you have a PayPal account. You need a PayPal account if you're out on these streets trying to get money, because illegal money doesn't work out well for me. I've tried to done it in the past. Illegal money doesn't work out for me. You know what I'm saying? When I go the legal route, you know what I'm saying, it might be a little slow at times. You have my bursts, you know, every now and then you get big hits, you know what I'm saying? But it might be a little slower, but you got to go a little harder. It seems like you got to go 10 times harder with the legal stuff. You know what I mean? But then after a while, it becomes easy. So when you're trying to get legal money out here in the streets, you got to have a PayPal card. You need a PayPal account. So you go do work on these apps. You know what I mean? And then be able to track your pay. And then do your taxes later on. You know what I mean? Possibly get a refund or something at the end of the year. You have to have documentation of most of your pay through PayPal. Yeah, so you gotta stay on your grind, and being in the shelter is a real humbling experience. Very humbling. But spiritual wise, I guess, when I'm backed up in a corner It makes me, you know what I mean? Kind of pull out the damn shotgun and whatnot on life. Oh shit. But yeah, man, like being backed up in a corner, so I've been on top of my spiritual game. After getting into that altercation, I had to get on my protection, and it's just funny to see how it works in there. You know what I mean? I was into this Kali mantra. I was listening to it all day. You know what I mean? On my spiritual baths, going in there with my crystals and you know, my medallion or whatever, my Anubis medallion. So there's this dude, Lacey. Now there's a couple of dudes with demonic attachments in there, drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? Mental health issues. But there's an energy vampire in there. You know what I mean? So I had to sleep with the dude one night, yo. This shit was crazy. It was like he had to talk. Like, you're not supposed to be talking on your phone in there. It's like, yo, he has to talk to somebody. He was trying to talk to me, but I tried to fake, you know, I played like I was asleep on him. I wasn't giving him no convo. So it's like, he has to get that energy before he goes to sleep. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Like, to the point where he's fighting with the staff now. You know what I mean? They keep kicking him out the room and putting him downstairs. So it was like, once they put me in the room with him, ever since then, that's when they started catching on to him being on the phone. So it's, yeah, like I was saying, it's like, yo, he always got to be on the phone or talk to somebody or something before he go to sleep. But then he be talking in his sleep, though. It's like, it's almost like demons. His demons be talking while he sleeps. It's like things that he was thinking during the day or whatever, but may not have said it be coming out while he's sleeping. So it's almost like interesting to hear what this nigga has to say in his sleep or whatever. But again, it's taking your energy. It's keeping you up. He's still asleep, but it's keeping you up listening to what the demons is saying while you losing your sleep. You know what I'm saying? It's taking your energy. So the second night I seen they put me in there with him again, I'm like, shit. I'm like, yeah, no, I thought you was gonna put me in this room. He was like, no, you gotta go in here. I'm like, fuck, he's stinking shit too. So I go downstairs, I'm like watching TV. What you gotta do with him is wait for him to go to sleep. He talks in his sleep, but I realized, okay, what I gotta do with him is just wait for him to go to sleep, boom, then come in the room, you know what I'm saying? I think I had to sleep with him like 2-3 times. I think the second time I waited for him to go to sleep, then boom, I was good. He was talking in his sleep though, all crazy. So then I got on my protection and shit all crazy, right? Singing this Kali mantra all day. Yo, they put me in the room with him. I put my bag down. I'm like, fuck. I go downstairs. I'm watching a movie. All of a sudden, I see him downstairs and shit. He's talking. And then he gets into an argument with the staff. She's like, that's why I had to push you downstairs, because you always want to be on your phone. I was like, oh, yes. They put him downstairs at the table because he was on his phone in the room. They kicked him out the room. So I'm like, yes. And as soon as I heard that, I went upstairs and got in the bed. I was like, yes, B, it was quiet. But that's how that protection be working, so you know what I'm saying? Word, B. He been downstairs ever since. He's beefing with the staff all crazy now. I think I done fucked this shit up with everybody. He's beefing with the staff, you know what I'm saying, every night and shit because niggas, like the nigga, like he can't help it. Like he has to talk to somebody before he sleep. That shit is bugged out. So yeah, man, I'm seeing other shit. I can see niggas with demonic attachment, niggas just smoking crack in the bathroom at night and shit. 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, niggas just smoking crack in the bathroom. I got up late in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. That shit smelled like a fresh crack hit and shit. I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I was real closed off at first when I was first in there. I was leaving there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would be in there. Then I'm out first thing in the morning. I can talk to nobody, nothing. But ever since I I seen my boy in there. I've been kind of chilling. And then I'm checking my chart out. My chart is saying that I have the emotional support that I need to go through the transition and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he is like a reflection of my shadow side. So yeah, the shadow work right now is crazy. That's what I'm doing. It's like I'm facing my shadow side. You know what I'm saying? Being that I didn't provide security for myself since a young man, I've been like overgiven in my life, and I'm seeing how what's that brought me now. You know what I'm saying? I've been overgiven in a relationship where I'm not getting, where it's equal balance, and we don't have the same security for each other and whatnot. And you know, I didn't have nobody to teach me. Thank God I was able to teach myself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And I got compassion for myself, you know what I mean? Forgive myself for making a mistake. And now I just got to turn it around, you know what I mean? I want a clean slate. You know, I still got to work things that I did from my past. I still got to handle in the future, but it's all good, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's crazy though. So now I'm just, I see the way out and whatnot. Some people saying that COVID is the best thing that could have ever happened. There's some people out here, man. Some people, COVID is making them rich. But now I just got to come up with a plan, you know, a layout of what further moves I'm gonna make. That's all it's about now. My dreams have been super weird. I'm dreaming about everything. I want to write it down, but I'm having trouble remembering them. That's why I gotta get into my own little space. You know what I mean? Where I can get into my zone. You know, really be writing my dreams. Cause I be so distracted in there. I wake up and it's like I gotta go to the bathroom and it's like I don't want nobody to take my money and whatnot. I gotta make sure my money's in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I ain't leave nothing in my coat and whatnot. So I gotta check this and check that. So it's like I'm always on defense and alert mode when I'm up in there. I can't wake up at 3 and 4 in the morning and be on some slipping shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I was looking forward to the future. When COVID is over, I'm gonna come out of this joint for another level. Ooh, oh, I tear the game up so hard, you don't even know, man. You don't even know I'm about to tear the game down. Oh, man. So we're gonna leave it there, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Rapmythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, a Heyoka Empath, kicking that brand new flavor in your head. Peace.